right, everybody, welcome to the official 2025 Yamaha YZF-R9 sport bike press introduction from Sonoma Raceway in Northern California. Today we are riding in the wet here at the racetrack. We're equipped with Bridgestone's awesome Batlax W01 rain tire. If you've ever ridden with these tires in the rain, they are boss. So just so have it, like everything in life, we get rain on our day of our test, but not a big deal because we're used to overcoming all conditions and all problems. So let's go for a ride on this all-new 2025 YZF-R9.
Now this vehicle slots in between the YZF-R3, YZF-R7, then we have the YZF-R9, and then the big dog of them all, the YZF-R1, YZF-R1M. This particular YZF-R9 is designed for all of us street riders out there who want a really comfortable and capable sport bike that we can ride on the street. We can still do track days, throw up some tire balls when we're riding on track and have some fun.
All right, folks, we're 890cc CP3 engine. This engine's the same engine as used in Yamaha's awesome MT-09. I love that bike, an MT-09 SP. It's good for 108 horsepower at the business end of that 17-inch rear wheel and over 60 pound-feet of torque. I love the character of this bike. This engine's super smooth. It's got really nice, pleasing sound, very tasty sound. And the CP3 engine really lends itself in this platform, especially when you're riding in the rain, because it makes for a very easy bike to ride.
Now, it rolls on a twin spar aluminum frame that Yamaha says is the lightest frame they've ever manufactured. It's over 20 pounds lighter than the steel frame that the MT-09 uses. The headstock and rake and trail numbers have also been reconfigured, and you'd be amazed at how much different this motorcycle feels on track versus an MT-09 or MT-09 SP. It's very sport bike-like, it's very agile, yet it's stable in the straightaways. This bike rolls with KYB inverted suspension. We have a KYB inverted fork that has almost 5 inches of suspension travel. It has spring preload adjustment in each fork leg, and damping adjustment is split between the fork legs. So high and low speed compression on the left fork leg and rebound damping on the right. I usually like suspension setups that have independent damping on each fork leg, but this setup worked really good on the YZF-R9. It had really good road holding in the wet and in the dry, really responsive.
KIB says they spent a lot of time dialing in the valving of the suspension to give the suspension a lot better bump absorption in slower speed stuff. How cool is that?
The bike really handled very well today. It weighs 430 pounds, it's very maneuverable, yet it's stable. It went over the bumps really well, delivered a real comfortable ride.
Of course, this YZF-R9, we're riding this thing on the racetrack on competition rain tires, but this bike's really designed for street riders. It's designed for all of you folks out there who want a really fun and easy to ride sport bike that you can ride on the street and that you can do some track days. A more accessible sport bike.
This bike has triple disc hydraulic brakes from Brembo with big Brembo Stylema calipers. They look like jewelry and they do a great job of shedding speed on this motorcycle. This bike also has stainless steel brake lines, which is a nice touch. Fixed always on ABS ensures that you'll never have any wheel lockup if you're using the brakes too aggressively, which is really nice in the wet. Now this YZF-R9 is really neat because it's not a wimpy sport bike like the YZF-R7. This thing feels like a real sport bike. The ergonomics are nice. The clip-ons aren't too low, but they're not too high either. I'm 6 foot tall, weigh 188 pounds. I fit on the bike really well. I like how tall the windscreen is. It's really easy to tuck in underneath that bike. This bike is really well suited for a range of riders, whether you're a 6 foot tall person like me or someone shorter. The seat height's nice and low, and the way the saddle is shaped, it's really easy to straddle the motorcycle.
It's not as racy as a YZF-R6 or YZF-R1. It's a lot more comfortable. The seating position is just less aggressive. I like that the handlebar, the clip-on style handlebars, have a little bit more offset in terms of where they're angled. Really tastefully done. And I was really thinking this was going to be like a wimpy sport bike, but it's not totally wimpy. This thing has some attitude and edge to it.
This bike's also equipped with all the bells and whistles. We have adjustable engine power modes, adjustable traction control, slide control, wheelie control, Yamaha calls it lift control, and ABS. It's all really easy to use with that color TFT screen. Yamaha recently updated its switchgear on bikes like the MT-09, MT-09 SP. It's really easy to use. You can dial in your settings. We also like that you can pair the display with your iOS or Android powered smartphone and use the Garmin Streets app to get turn-by-turn navigation right on the display.
It's worth noting that the final drive gearing on this vehicle is a little bit taller. It's got a 2-tooth smaller rear sprocket, so it has a little bit more legs at speed than the MT-09. The rake and trail numbers, the rake is obviously a lot more aggressive, and there's reduced trail on this bike, which just gives added stability. It's really crazy how different this bike feels than an MT-09 and MT-09 SP, which we both have ridden here at the racetrack. While we love Yamaha's YZF-R6 and we still love the YZF-R1 and YZF-R1M, those motorcycles are pretty aggressive, they're kind of gnarly, and you have to be really committed when you're riding these things. This thing is a more gentle, easier to ride and live with 890cc sport bike, which isn't a bad thing. And this YZF-R9 lends itself to this riding in inclement weather just because the power pulses of the inline 3 engine, it really puts the torque down very smoothly, and it's a really easy motorcycle to use all the 108 horsepower. That suspension, that low speed valving where the suspension does a good job of going over these small low speed bumps, it really helps. It just helps keep those tires connected with the pavement. Well, folks, that was a quick review of Yamaha's 2025 YZF-R9 sport bike. This sport bike's awesome. Super fun, super easy to ride. Not wimpy like a YZF-R7, not as racy as a YZF-R1. For $12,499, you're getting a really quality Japanese-made motorcycle with a 1-year warranty. It's got a lot of great features, and I wish we could ride this thing in the dry to see how well it is when you're on pristine asphalt, but we'll have to do with what we have. But overall, a very good bike, easy to ride, looks cool, sounds cool, good road holding, suspension's got nice balance front and rear, and it's just a fun and capable middleweight plus size sport bike. We'll see you in the next episode, folks.